Hi, this is Don McAllister and welcome to another edition of Screencasts Online. Well, something different this week in that as it's the last show of the year, I'm going to touch on my favourite and most used apps in 2022. I'll do two separate sections, one for macOS and one for iOS, but in fairness, a couple of the apps I use are cross-platform and can be used interchangeably on both. Now, I'll not include my social media apps or things like Apple Mail and Numbers, although these do get used every day. My criteria for selecting my top 5 Mac and iOS apps is that they are apps that have become ingrained into my daily routine and have become my go-to apps for various reasons. So let's make a start on my top 5 most essential macOS apps for 2022. I'm going to keep this fairly informal, but let's go ahead and sort of run down from top to bottom. I'll start with the 5th choice for the best app of 2022, and that is CleanShot X, which is a fantastic screen capture tool. You can capture screenshots, you can capture recordings. If I just go across, I can show you, and I'll put a link in the show notes to all the tutorials, because I think we've covered most of the applications, at least definitely in the Mac section. So CleanShot X, it's show 1118. You can check that out, but just to give you an idea of what I tend to use it for the most. Now, one of the most important features for me, at least, is that you can get to all of the different functions with a single key press, or rather a single key combination, which in my case is Command, Shift and 5. That gives me access to all the different functions here. So I can select an area of the screen, click this button to do an area screenshot. I can do full screen, I can do window. If I click on the window, I can just go to any particular window, snap that. You get the overlay down here at the bottom. What I tend to do a lot with the overlay, I've set it so that it saves automatically, so I always have a copy of the screenshots that I've done. But more often than not, I'll hit the pin button, and that will allow me to position this on screen so I can refer to it while I'm doing something else. I can resize this as well. We've got a transparent background here, but you can see I can resize that and move it around. Let's close that down. And let's close that as well. Another thing I tend to use it for is, well, a lot of times actually, is OCR. So if I, again, invoke it using Command Shift 5, and then this time, let me just draw the area on the screen. Let's say I just wanted to get this documents by Riedel. I want to copy that into a document somewhere. I just hit the OCR, go across to my clipboard workspace and paste, and it's captured the selection from the screen. Very, very useful. Another option I tend to use it a lot for, let's do another screen capture, is, and again, I'll do a window this time. Click the window and then annotate it this time. Really useful, these little buttons here. So if I select that, if I'm describing something or creating documentation, I can just pop these at various points on the diagram to refer to. I find that very, very useful. So before we move on to the next application, I just wanted to quickly show you some preferences I have set up. So under Preferences, if we go to here, right, so my export location, I've put my export location in iCloud. And the reason for that is that once I create a screenshot, it will be synchronized with iCloud, and then I can access that screenshot both on my Mac and also my iPad as well. I find that very, very useful. And I mentioned before, I've set my screenshots to save automatically after capture. That's all controlled here. So under Screenshot, I've got Save checked. So every time I create a screenshot, it will be saved in my export folder. And just to show you that, if I go to here, this is it, CleanShot X. And then if I do another screenshot, so Command, Shift and 5, let's do a full screen screenshot. There we go. There's my full screen screenshot, and it's appeared automatically in this folder here and synchronized with iCloud and available on all my devices. That's just a quick preview of one of this week's Apple-related tutorials from Screencasts Online. Screencasts Online is your premium source of Apple-related video tutorials. All of our members get access to brand new, up-to-date tutorials each week, as well as unlimited access to our entire video archive full of Mac and iOS related tutorials. You can stream and download all of our videos on your Mac, iPad and iPhone, and even your Apple TV using the members-only Screencasts Online Apple TV app. Membership also includes a complimentary subscription to the digital Screencasts Online monthly magazine, published each month and packed with videos, articles, reviews, as well as hints and tips covering all aspects of the Mac, iPad, iPhone, and all of the other fantastic Apple products. So, if you're ready to start getting the most out of your Apple devices, visit screencastsonline.com today and become a Screencasts Online member.